What's happening? What's happening, guys? Man, some technical difficulties again this morning, but we're here. I made it. The camera wasn't working. The computer was trying not to work, but we are here this morning. And we're going to talk about how love is what we all need. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life. And then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, what's happening? What's happening, guys? Good morning to you. It is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020, and we are going to talk this morning about how love is what we really all need, right? Love is what we really all need. And you know, guys ever get the feeling like, man, there's something trying to work against you to do something, and gives me that feeling like, you know, there's something that I really need to get out there if something is pushing against me this hard. So I had some technical difficulties yesterday with internet and all kinds of different things. And then this morning, when I tried to go live, nothing was working again. But we are here because, ladies and gentlemen, I think that, we all need messages of encouragement right now. And, I have a lot to say on the things that are going on in our world right now. And I have, a lot. I think that conversation is going to be the key to solving a lot of the problems that we have going on, a lot of the challenges and a lot of the pain that we feel. And we're going to talk a little bit about how I think that, love and the action of love and the things that we need in our world right now are, I believe, really part of the solution, the biggest part of the solution. But first, as always, I want to say good morning to some folks. What's happening? Andrew, Dayton, Trisha, Tammy, Jared, Dina, Carla, good morning to you guys. Thank you for being here, and sorry that I missed you yesterday, but it is June 2nd, guys, and so that means that we have made it to June, and I want you guys to think back to, those times a few months ago when, we were all asked to stay in our houses. We're almost on the other side of that stuff. So we are getting to a point of normalcy, right? Semi-normalcy. And then we've got a bunch of other stuff that's going on in the world that is, that is presenting challenges to us as people, to our society, to, just people and the way that they're feeling and just a variety of different things going on in the world. But I want to talk about, what does it mean for June 2nd to be here? For most states, I just read this morning that Michigan is even being lifted. Their restrictions, their stay-at-home orders are being lifted next week. This Friday, for us in Pennsylvania, we are in what they call the green phase here in Pennsylvania. So we're going back to, somewhat normal. So the restaurants will be back open. Things are coming, back around, and we're getting back to a sense of functioning as a normal society from that standpoint of being able to go places. But for me, June 2nd, is a sign that summer is almost here. Yesterday we had a long meeting, and at the end of the day, I walked outside, and man, every time I walk outside right now, I literally think to myself, wow, it's so beautiful outside. This is a time that reminds me of, the fact that we have cookouts. I get to spend more time outside with my family, with my kids. We're able to be outside in the sunshine. For those of you like Mr. Jeff Nelson, Mr. Jeff Nelson lives in the sunshine all the time. But for those of us who live in Western Pennsylvania, we don't get that sunshine all the time. So June is the sign of, a beautiful time of year. And I think that time of year really allows us to de-stress from the craziness that goes on in a lot of the rest of the year, because when we're stuck inside, when it's, winter time and we don't get outside as much and the weather's not good, we tend to get kind of, just in this weird funk, like where we don't feel this rhythm, and we're not like, we don't feel like, the same kind of feeling when you can get outside and move around and run around in the yard and do all those kinds of things. And so I think that right now, with the combination of kind of being stuck in our homes and told that we can't go outside or that we can't interact with other people, I was thinking about this last night as I was watching some of the things that are going on in our world, and I was thinking, I think that everybody is just searching for some kind of feeling right now. And the first thing that came to my mind was that, we have not been able to do the things that we are used to doing in the sense of human interaction. So many of us have not had like the normal, like I'm a hugger. So I'm usually rolling around, everybody I see, I'm shaking hands or hugging them or, kind of bringing them in close. And so there's a lot of human interaction there. And we haven't had that level of interactions in months. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that. And I think that, this has led to everybody feeling a little bit off, I believe. And so, I think that's true for us in our families, for those people that we work with. Think about those people who are facing real challenges right now, whether it be in their lives or maybe in their health. And they don't really have that normal human interaction that they are used to, that we're all used to kind of deal with that. What has happened during these times when we've been, kind of locked down or restricted from the normal things that we're doing. If you look at, because I do a lot of research on this type of stuff, what has happened is that online activity has gone through the roof. So we have all taken these things that we all know are great tools, but they are also very dangerous tools in the sense of, they have the ability to desensitize us, right? And so when you see online activity going like this, social media has become a place that people go to at a higher level. It's increasing like this, and people are going there to find entertainment or to pass the time. I believe that this activity, that going online like this and being constantly connected to the news, and I talk about this quite a bit, but I think that this has literally led to a sense of, all of us being a little bit more calloused and disconnected. And I don't even think that we realize it. I don't even think that a lot of people realize that. There's a lot of frustration in the world. There's a lot of people who are hurting. And I say hurting in the sense of a variety of different ways, not just the protests and things that are going on right now, but there's a lot of people who are hurting and they don't have that normal human interaction that we are all used to. And so I would ask you today and this week, as you're going about your business, to focus on loving those people around you. Taking the time to truly and genuinely listen to the people around you, those people that you work with, those people in your family, like literally take an extra few minutes instead of just talking, because I am definitely guilty of being a talker. For anybody that interacts with me, they know that I'm a talker. And so I am going to focus on over the coming weeks and months, I'm going to focus on trying to genuinely listen to the people around me. I would encourage you to hug the people that you are comfortable hugging. If you're not comfortable, obviously there's a lot going on in the world. You might want to ask permission or something like that. But I am, man, I'm in a place where I'm willing to take the risk to hug some folks, and I would encourage you to think about that. And even if it's just your own family, to get some hugs in, man, because hugs are an important part of human life. Focus on being there for others. Show your love to this world by serving other people. And when I say serving other people, that could be in a sense of helping people. It could be in a sense of just reaching out and listening to somebody. But serving others, guys, is what we are built to do. And everything that has happened in our world and that is continuing to happen in our world is trying to push us further and further away from each other. And over the last few months, it has been successful. Over the last few months, we have been pushed away, haven't we? Because there's this virus that's going around, and there's a lot of messaging out there telling us to stay away from each other. And so I believe that the world, obviously, we all agree that the world needs some level of change, needs some level of something different happening. And I think that starts with us finding a higher level of being able to love each other and literally consciously thinking about how we are interacting today and what that looks like versus, think about this. I've thought about this a lot over the past week because I mentally, I'm almost like back to normal where I don't realize what's going on in the world. And so I'll walk up to somebody and I'll start having a conversation and I'll see them inch back from me. And that over a period of time, guys, that will really affect you. It will literally start to, impact you in a very negative way. And so we're going to talk a lot this week about the things that are going on in the world, the protests, the riots, the things that are happening. But I wanted to start out the messages this week with this message of making you guys that are watching conscious of the fact that our world needs love right now, and it needs people to listen, and it needs people to be part of the solution, to be part of the change that our world desperately, desperately needs. And I believe that it all starts with love. It all starts with being aware of the things that are going on in the world and literally not being judgmental, but being understanding, being a good listener. Because when you listen and you stop trying to put your own thoughts first and you genuinely listen to people, you will start to understand and you will start to have different thoughts that create sympathy and creates empathy. And when you have empathy for other people, the world changes right in front of your face, because what you might believe is one way will become another. But it all starts with love and understanding and putting love first, not putting your own personal thoughts, your own personal needs, your own personal, notion, just the way that you think about things. So don't put that stuff first. Put other people's thoughts and feelings in front of your own. As Trisha just said, listen to understand. Don't listen just to respond. Trisha and I had a conversation yesterday that was so helpful for me, because I'm in this place where I want people, I want to understand what's going on. I want to understand people. And I got off the phone yesterday with her, and that was like one of the things that I was thinking is like, man, we just need so much more love in this world. And we need people to understand that love has to come first, love and understanding. And it all starts with listening and putting other people's thoughts before your own, and not trying to think that you understand somebody else, but truly seeking to understand. And I think that when we do that, when we just take a minute to stop and truly, truly try to understand, not to try to get to some conclusion faster than what people are comfortable getting to, but to truly understand what people are trying to say, that our world will change and our world will become a better place, and it will become more full of the love that we all want and we all need. And, the things that you see going on in the world, those things happen because people don't feel heard. And it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree, or you think it's this way or that way, or that people should or shouldn't do whatever it is that they are doing. But I will tell you this: People don't go do things that are extreme because they feel heard and they feel loved and they feel all of the things that people should feel. People don't do those things because they feel those things. They don't do those things. And I get emotional thinking about this because those people who are out there who are doing these things, that what they need is love. They need to feel heard. They need to feel those things that all of us at times take for granted. And so I ask you as you go about your week this week to put other people first, to show love to people. And I don't care how you do it. Write people letters, send handwritten thank you cards in the mail, call somebody and tell them you love them, call them and ask questions, truly, genuinely try to understand and share your own feelings authentically. Because how we get through these times, how we get through these tough situations is by trying to understand each other, not by trying to tell people how you feel or how they should feel, but by truly and genuinely trying to understand each other. And when you do that and you share love from your heart with no judgment and with no preconceived anything about how someone should feel or what someone is saying or judging, just try to understand. And when you do that and you put love first in your life, you will see the world change right in front of your eyes. And so I ask you guys to go out this week and get back to loving people and put it first, because I'm telling you, we have all, over the past few months, we have all gotten to this point of not having that as much. I see it like I've consciously had to make a decision to do it with my own family, because even with my wife and kids, like, you're out in the world and everything's desensitizing us, and we're on social media and it's telling us to stay 6 feet apart, and this stuff is changing the way that humans are interacting, and it is the most important part of human interaction. So if you are married today, go grab your spouse and hug them and hold them and watch the feeling that you get when you're doing that. Grab your kids and hold them close and watch the feeling of the stress in your life and the things that you feel melt away. When you don't have that in your life, it will change the way that you think about everything you see. And I want you guys to understand something. The people that you see doing the things that you see them doing in the world, this is what they all need. They want to feel heard. They want to feel loved. That's what it is. So we're going to talk a lot more about all of this stuff this week. And I'm going to share some of my thoughts. I'm going to try to get some people on with me to share their thoughts, to have some conversation so that we can continue this path towards just having a better world and understanding each other and being there and having love above everything else. Above everything else. It doesn't matter what your feelings are about what's going on in the world. Love has to come first. Love and serving other people. And when you can do that, day by day and person by person, this world becomes a better place. And so I ask you guys to think about everything that I just said this morning about hugging people and listening to people and calling people and asking how they're doing and calling people and trying to understand how they feel and what they're going through. Because every person right now in this world, whether it's from Corona or the protests or the fact that this man's life was taken away unfairly in Minnesota, everybody is feeling something right now, and they all want to be understood. They all want their feelings to be understood. I do. I was talking to Trisha yesterday about, like, man, I'm feeling this kind of way, and there's so much conflict inside of me about talking about this and about sharing my feelings. It's like, man, there's so much emotion inside of me because I feel for all of these people. I have empathy for everything that's going on in the world from every single aspect. Every single aspect. It is okay, by the way, to feel empathy for the people who are losing their businesses and for the people who are destroying them. It's okay. That is a normal feeling. But it all starts and ends with us loving other people. And we spread love by caring, by hugging, by listening, by showing some grace to folks. Even to those folks that maybe you feel like don't deserve it or don't, maybe there's somebody in your life that you haven't shown grace to that you think doesn't deserve it. Now is the time to turn over that leaf and show them some grace and show them some love. And it's a time for forgiveness. It's a time for healing. It's a time for all of that stuff, because what's going on in the world right now, man, is the world needs us, guys. The world needs us to be that voice. So I'm going to leave you with a video, and I hope this video doesn't get this video taken down from Facebook. It is a Nike commercial that has just come out. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I want to leave you with this commercial because it touched me yesterday. Somebody sent it to me, and I think it's something that everybody kind of needs to just watch, read, listen to, and take your own perspective on it. And I think that, piece by piece, we're going to put this world back together. And when we do, I want you guys to remember this. When we get to the other side and when all of this gets handled, and it gets handled with love and it gets handled by listening and people feel heard, man, this world is going to be a better place than it's ever been. So stay hopeful, keep loving people, and listen, guys. Put other people first, and the world will become a better place right in front of your eyes. So with that, I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. We're going to keep talking about this. We're going to keep, as a group, just process everything that's going on in the world right now. But I'm going to leave you with this commercial that Nike put together. And it's the title of the commercial is "For Once, Don't Do It." So until tomorrow, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. But until tomorrow, I'll leave you with this commercial. I love you guys for being here, and I hope you enjoy this commercial.